So I lived in Canada for 24 years and Japan is 100% better. Here is why. Big disclaimer, I haven't been to Japan for more than 5 times. As a tourist, I haven't lived there for over maybe like 1 to 3 years, so this is not really a real take, just a real take in Canada. So if you guys plan to move to Canada, well, you're gonna be in for a surprise. Let's talk about it. Problem number 1 is the cost of living. If you guys make at least 6 figures, which is unlikely if you're here for a student visa or you're just here for a working visa, you're more than likely going to get a minimum wage job for 2.4 to maybe 2.8k a month in terms of that. And then like, let's say taxes, factoring taxes, you're making like give or take 2k a month. Rent of cost of living for an average person, again, if it's you're by yourself, right? And you're not with anybody else on a working holiday, you're spending at least $1,000 to just to rent a place, not to like live, eat, just to rent. Okay, understand that. So that's already half of your income gone. And majority of people don't buy cars, don't recommend that you do. Unless you really want to, then you can pay the lease, which is like, $400, and then you pay, the insurance, which is another $400, so it's $800. But let's just say you don't buy a car, you just do regular transportation. Give or take, that's $150 a month. And then, if you're factoring groceries, right, you're paying $400 a month, that's $100 a week. So 400 plus, 150 is 550, and then plus the 1,000, which is, that's $1,550, right? And let's just say you have miscellaneous, whatever, like gifts and stuff like that, whatever you buy, give or take, that's another $100. So let's just say, let's round it up to $1,700 a month in terms of all expenses. And you're left with, give or take, close to maybe 800 to 1,000, give or take. At the end of the day, you're not really saving that much money. Because let's just say you guys plan to go on vacation or do whatever, do something special, like, because you're not only going to stay in Vancouver, Canada, right? Because that's where I'm from, right? Just from Vancouver. Also, if you go to Toronto, whatever, right? Let's just say you want to travel across Canada, because hell of it, I'm here, I might as well just do that, right? So you're going to spend another like $200, $300 on that. Hotels in Canada is like at least $200 a night. Airbnb is also like $100 a night. So like you have no money to save in terms of living here. So that's the main problem in the very beginning. But the second problem is that the job market is it's not that good. Like in Canada, like again, as I mentioned, right, the average person, right, if you're a minimum wage worker coming here for a working holiday, right, average person doesn't make more than they don't make 6 figures. They make like 5 figures per year. So like 5k to 60k a year. Like you rarely see anyone making at least 100k per year, unless you're like a doctor or a lawyer, like one of those very big, people in that type of industry, and you've been there for like 10 years, right? It's very unlikely. So like you're probably going to be making like 30, 40k a year, which is very low. And the economy in Canada is just increasing. But, the third point is going to be immigration, and that's what's causing all of this, in my opinion. Again, I might be wrong about it, right? I'm not like some political, statistic type of analyzer. I don't really know all this stuff. I'm not an analyst. Take everything with a grain of salt. But like, what I'm saying is, guys, like, and then the fourth one is just Justin Trudeau. And again, I don't like blaming people. I don't like blaming the government. But let's be honest here, Justin Trudeau has caused so much turmoil in the past like 5 to 10 years that he's been in power in terms of like being the prime minister. And now we're changing to a Pierre. I don't know if he's any better. Again, I'm not like in politics. I'm not really political. I don't really care. But like, if it's affecting our taxes, affecting how much we're paying, affecting how we're living, all this stuff, you got to take that in consideration, right? So like, and then the last point is something that's just very, very Canadian that you would never understand unless you've lived here for at least 24 years. You'll understand that everyone has like a Canadian attitude. I know like in our culture, it's shown on the media of like, oh my God, it's just mooses, beavers, mountains, hiking, etc., nature. And then like people are so polite, friendly. It's true. It's true. Not in the city. It's true, like on like if you go to like Langley or something, or if you go to like Edmonton, or you go to like Saskatchewan, you go to like those areas, those are rural places where it's like all farm, it's like all snowing and stuff like that. Again, you can argue the same thing about Tokyo, argue the same thing about Osaka. Like Tokyo has its own like culture of like people being very cold. I would say Vancouver, instead of being very cold, they're very passive aggressive to exactly what you do, and they don't really care about you. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true. It's probably not as aggressive as Tokyo, but it's still there. And I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but in my opinion, I just don't really like it. Like, that's my bias. I just don't like it because I think it's boring. And I really, like, I feel like, you know, Vancouver sort of feels like a box, sort of. Like you're stuck, and, you know, people nowadays they're just living paycheck to paycheck. They don't really live their life. And you can argue the same way if you're someone that lived in Japan for over 10, 20 years, right? You can argue the same way. But at the end of the day, I would say the best thing about Japan, in my opinion, is the rich culture. Like in Vancouver, like, or in Canada in general, right? It's only been here for like, give or take, what, 200 years? Like, Japan has very rich traditional culture, which separates it from the rest of the world. One thing I completely forgot to mention about Japan is that Japan's hospitality, if you see my videos, it's like 10 out of 10, the best like country for hospitality compared to Canada. Like Canada, like they'll care, but they don't care about you as much as Japanese people. And I know, like, you know, you guys have politeness culture and like kindness, but like Japan is just like, they really care about their reputation, like, compared to Canada. Like, I can't say it enough, guys. I love Japan and I love the hospitality. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to, and if you guys want to see me get to that point of like 3 to 5 years from now, and you're still here, you're still a day one subscriber, right? Again, right, we want to get to Chris Abroad level.
そこで本人に会いに仙台へ。おはようございます。
おはようございます。
Are you YouTuber?
I am Chris Broad.
We want to get to Connor, CA-Dawg. We want to get to like Joey level. We want to get to Trash Taste. We want to get to like Pete level. We want to get to what was his name? Tokyo Lens. Like all these people, right? Like I want to get there. When I talk about Japan, right? There is one thing that I really love about Japan that I forgot to mention in this video. It's just the nature of the people. Just the nature of the people. It's something about Japan. Like it's.
And there we are.
It's just like.
Tsumagojuku.
I don't know what it is. It just feels refreshing in Japan. Like, I don't know if you guys feel that as well when you guys go traveling, but like, especially Japan, I just feel so refreshed. And I just feel so enriched every day. Like, even the smallest, minimalist things in Japan, I feel so enriched by it. Anyways, take care, and I will see you on the next video.